Willkommen, ihr Lieben, zu einem neuen Beitrag für den Online-Kongress Lebe deine Urkraft und erlöse den Bann der Dunkelheit in dir. Und heute zu Gast habe ich Mr. Wind aus dem hohen Norden, Vikinger Heiler. And now let's jump to English, because we will talk now English. And a really warm welcome to Wind. I'm so happy to have you here. Yeah, hello.
Hello, yeah, hello.
Yeah, you are a really, really good healer. You healed during your lifetime thousands, or I don't know how many people you healed from really severe diseases and problems. And it's the first time you're on the internet, the first time we're doing an interview like that to go in public. You healed people, yeah, directly. And now with this Corona time and so on, you make this distant healing. And I just want to know, just for people to know you better, to get in touch with you, when did you realize your healing capacities, your really strong healing powers? When did you first realize that? Yeah.
I was realizing this as a small child.
Okay.
Actually, because I noticed that there was a huge difference between animals and humans in the way they moved, and I understood something was wrong with humans. And I had an let's say very, very high consciousness and very big empathy. So when I saw animals or humans who had a very big problem, I just went to them and I wanted to help them. And of course, after a while, very short time, the people and also the animals came to me because they understood I had a magic power. So already as a child, I was naturally doing it because I couldn't see that people had pain. I had to go to them to help on the street, wherever. If I see a dog on the street or cats who had pains, I went to them, I laid my hands on them. And I was growing up on a farm. I was growing up in the let's say in the wilderness, and where it was animals and all kinds of animals walking free from all different kinds of farms. So when I saw a cow had a problem, I went to it and I started to talk to it and lay my hand where I knew that the problem was going on. So, yeah, from my childhood, I was doing this.
Yeah.
And as well, later on, people wanted me to do all kinds of therapies for them because they understood that I was also a deep person who were able to talk very deep psychology and all these things. So it started to be more and more people, and I realized that I don't want to work as a therapist and receive a person for every 1 hour as I work with a person. So I told everybody, and the only way I can help you guys, because you're starting to be so many, is that you're gathering yourself. You decide the day you want to have the healing, and then I will be there. And I will come to you and I will heal all people in the same time, because I knew already as a child that I have a power to heal everybody. And no matter how many people it was, everybody got healing. And after a while, I did even private consultations in a more professional level when I got more ground. It could be 20 persons, 30 persons, and they had different problems. So they came to me, sit around the table, and for 3 hours, I worked with different problems like body posture problems, prolapses, cancer, psychological problems. And I managed to fly over everybody within 3 hours. After that, I normally invited all of them on a workshop where they could express themselves, talk about their life, and where I could dive deeper into more realities of fulfilling the wishes to these different nationalities. Because I worked in many countries, because people invited me, of course, more and more out there in the world, to Germany, to Portugal, to even China, you know. So I always told, if you want me to travel, I'm ready to travel anytime, and I'm going to go where you are, because I love to travel. I'm a nomad, actually. I cannot stop moving. I am moving all the time, to say it like this. If I even lay in this and sleep in the nighttime, I'm just like an animal. I have to move all the time. So when I come on the street, I just want to run until I fall asleep. And even when I sleep, I move. I'm one, let's say I've been growing up in the wilderness, where it was almost no people or absolutely no people. My growing up was more with wild animals than with people. So I behave very much natural, you can say, related to the nature. In every creation of the planet, we all have a nature. And this nature I could live out with full power. So I would say people who are living in the nature, they are of course different than people living in a civilization. But after a while, I got civilized as well. And I learned many languages, like French, Spanish, Italian, Russian, because I had to learn all these languages in order to be able to communicate with people. Anyway, if you have more questions, I'm going to give you very funny answers, because I have no limit for talking. I like to talk all the time, blah, 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 if you ask me questions. So I think you should ask me more questions before I continue talking, because else I will just talk.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you for this first introduction. I think there are really many questions, because you said you had people, people coming together with really different problems, as really severe problems like cancer and things like that. And how is it possible? Yeah, where is you, or not where, how is your energy, yeah, reaching people, or which kind of effects your energy does in people? I don't know if my question is clear now.
You know, your questions is very beautiful, because, you know, I like challenges, and I can go the way I want related to your questions. It means that your questions is more in a general base, and because I know what I'm doing, I can go the way I want, whatever question you have. So whatever question you have for me is beautiful. So what effect, was that the question? What effect?
Yeah, how you're, because I already came in touch with your healing energy, and I felt it on myself. Yeah, I felt really my muscular system was softening, for example. But could you just explain to people more how this, what your energy does in people's bodies and systems, not only bodies, but whole systems?
Yeah. So I can say it like this. When I was growing up as a child, I realized there was a big difference between animals and humans in the way of moving, in the way of talking, singing, or not singing, but sound, the way of acting, the power of the muscles, the power of the breath. And I found out that humans have animalistic craft in very much the same level as the different animals have related to the different species. And after a while, also because I myself was growing up very much in the wilderness, I could do things other people couldn't do at all. I could hang in one hand the whole day in the trees. I could climb in the trees the whole day, hang up there, balance, even sleep on the branches, thin branches. and humans else where I was, they were not able to do it. And after a while, I understood that people are naturally in civilization system losing the power in the body. And I went so deep into it, and that I specialized myself to find the root why people are losing the power. Why are people getting so many civilization sicknesses? Why are people getting cancer? Why are people getting why are people losing inner happiness, inner peace, which is supposed to make people to feel that they can sit for 10 hours a day and do nothing and just feel so happy at all time? Why is all this disappearing from humanity?
Mm-hmm.
I found the answers, and I could do something with it. And I have the power of energy, which could influence the root of what was creating itself in the human mind and the body, and to be able to stop it, partly stop it, and in cooperation stop it. In any human I met, if there was a cooperation enough. So I can explain a little bit deeper. All creations on this planet is supposed to, let's say it like this, all humans, all species on this planet have certain levels of instinct, powers, mental power, body power, which we are all born with, which doesn't need to be trained up. It's there. It's fully alive when we are born. Mm-hmm. But certain other levels, like the ability to move until a surviving level in ability of movement, is arising in a creation which is born on this planet, is activated. Then it meets or let's say it like this, I went wrong in the explanation. It's quite difficult tema, but I will try again. I will do it no matter what. So every creation born on this planet is supposed to have a muscle power, which is going to, I mean, the brain is supposed to activate a contact with the muscles, mm-hmm. Which is going to make every individual, every creation on this planet to be able to move in any place in the nature. And the movement has to be very fast learned in coordination with the brain in order to be able to survive a predatoric nature. So I'm talking related to the nature, how it should be. Say it in another way. Mm-hmm. And
yeah. Yeah, the big question is for me, why?
No, wait.
Yes.
Wait. If you ask questions now, it's not convenient. I think you should cut this interview, because I need to come into the real explanation for what and why and all these things. Without this explanation,
fine. We can all take it out. What is not so.
Yeah. So let me explain this one. And for that reason, I need a little bit small break in order to be able to say what I want. So every creation on this planet born in the nature has to come to a surviving ability of coordinating the movement until the movement will be exactly identical with the other creations of the same species is moving. Mm-hmm. And it is a learning process where the brain has to come in contact with the muscles by the creation which is born is going to move again and again until the brain come into a track of movement. of coordinating, or a track of being able to coordinate the muscle, the muscles. So a floating movement, like all other species of the same kind, is going to happen until a surviving coordination, a level of surviving coordination is fulfilled. For the different species on this planet, it takes different time. In the meantime, until this is happening, then the mother and father, the parents, the grown-ups has to protect the children until they can come to the level of free floating movement, because we are supposed, all creations are supposed to be born in the nature, and nature is predatory. There's hunters everywhere, so the kids, the newborn, has to as fast as possible learn how to move, and being able to come into a surviving coordination, which is making them to move as fast as the parents. When a child is born in civilization system, all this is genetic coded in the system. So there is no difference if a child or an animal is born in a civilization system. The power is there, and the brain is just waiting for any muscle contractions to be able to learn how to learn how to coordinate all the muscles which an individual can control in the body, to be able to come into surviving coordination level. Now, the problem is that in civilization system is that it's an extreme control in all civilization system, where the children from they are born has to learn a lot of rules, how to behave, norms, everything which is about discipline, has to go through 10 years, 15 years, 16 years through the school system, have to learn so much, to be pressed to learn so much that the inner child is happening a lot of resistance, is happening a lot of self-discipline, and unfortunately, reflexively, the muscles start to contract in a small child's body, start to contract in order for the child to be able to control itself and control the situations. And this is happening for all humans in a civilized system. Because the brain is, the brain and the body is cooking of energy and electricity from we are born, and ready at all time to learn the contractions in the muscle to move the skeleton. So we can come into a surviving coordination level. Then the brain doesn't see any difference. It's so eager to come into coordination with the muscles that it doesn't see any difference between that the muscles are tensing more and more to reduce the power, which is making the life power, the essence of the life power for a human to be able to survive in nature, to reduce that power so the human can self-discipline itself to be able to fit into society. And after a while, because the brain has to, in the nature, coordinate all the muscles in order to be able to have a floating river of waving movements to be able to survive in the nature, then all the muscles, as a result of, because the brain has to activate all the muscles in the coordination with the coded program to be able to survive in nature, the brain also starts to activate after a while all the muscles to reduce the power, which is making the life essence of life power, which is living in a child, to be reduced so much that the child can be so self-disciplined that it can fit into society. So after a while, the brain learn how to reduce with contracting all the muscles in the body. And as a result of this, it also learn where, in what situation, the brain should contract the muscles in order for the child to have self-discipline. And that means that we need a self-discipline almost in all situations in civilization system, except for when we are singing a song in the bathroom. Then we are free. But else we have to discipline ourselves because there is people and society everywhere. So actually, the contraction of which is happening in the body as a contraction which is reducing the power in the body in order for the child to have self-control is going to happen totally automatic and totally subconsciously and all the time, the whole day. This is resulting in so much contractions, unnecessary contractions, and it's going to disturb the natural way of coordinating the movements, because the same muscles which is coordinating the movement to come into surviving level is also going to be activated for reducing the natural power in the human to be able to have a self-control. So the same muscles which is coordinating the movement is going to be tensing subconsciously all the time, the whole day, again and again and again and again, to reduce the power in the body so the child can have self-control. This is going to be automatic after a while. It's going to happen totally automatic. And after a while, the brain start to produce thoughts, a river of thoughts, because the whole body and brain go into chaos. And after a while, the child will have endless thoughts at all time. And these thoughts is going to connect to the muscles again and create more tensing. So negative thoughts especially is going to create tensing. After a while, also activation of fight and flight reaction, which is leading to stress, irritation, frustration, and all these things is going to make a constant, the whole day activation of fight and flight reaction, which is going to increase the tensing in the body to even go higher and more. As a result of that, the muscles are using, the brain are using the muscles and coordinating muscles to reduce the living power in a human at all time, the whole day. And the fight and flight reaction is also activating tensing. Then it's going to be a disturbance in the way to coordinate the body. So a human normally will be moving totally unnatural related to the nature of the movements, which should be actually be there from we are born. The humanity in the civilization system, they are leaving the natural way of moving. And this way of moving, every individual are doing is going to create even more tensing. After a while, the body, all the muscles a human can control in the body will have a tonus, lose the tonus, which is the natural tensing in the body. Natural tensing, which should be at all time a tensing in the body, which is called tonus. And the body will be constantly tensed on a very high level. It will never be able to relax again. Never able to relax again, and it will be tense the whole lifetime. And so if you imagine over 150 muscles in the body, up to 200 muscles and even more, even the skin and even the muscles which is laying around every hair to make the hair to rise in the skin is going to be tense. We're talking about so much muscles in the body as you could imagine. You couldn't even imagine how many muscles will be tense. The muscles which is moving the eyes, the muscles which is moving the lungs, the muscles which is making the functions in the body like swallowing, like coughing, like sneezing, and all these functions in the body. All the functions in the body will be reduced. The brain learns actually to reduce its own power, and it exercises the whole life to do that. And this also influences the mental levels, the primal power we are born with, the muscle power. It learned to reduce itself in the muscle power, in the emotional power, in all levels. After a while, it loses the tonus, and it will be created at something we call for a muscle panzer. and it makes the character with it to hold on to attitude too long time. So the attitude will lighten through the body. And after a while, it's easy to see the way people are moving, what the attitude is. Also, face expressions will be created. The muscles in the face will not relax, and the attitude will be written more and more in the face. And the attitude in itself is going to hold the thought stream. So the thought streams will be worse and worse because the attitude cannot go away, because the contractions of the muscles will hold the thought stream to be active at all time. So scientists have been discovering that, for example, a lady who had depression, I just give an example, and they couldn't get rid of the depression. You couldn't help it with medicines, antidepressiva, nothing could help. But one day she decided to take away wrinkles in the forehead, and she put Botox in the forehead, and the depression went immediately away. And they found out by relaxing the muscles with Botox, which is making the muscles to be paralyzed more or less, then the mirroring of the muscle contraction couldn't hold the depression, the energy of the depression, and depression went away. Well, I am doing the same. I'm a Botox healer. So we can say that, yes, I'm good to heal, and you can call me Mr. Botox healer, because Mr. Wind can be boring to say all the time. So we can say that I have a so big craft from I was a child. I'm one of those who are born with this craft. I realized it when I was a child, because I could heal just so many people and so many animals as it was in the place, and even over distance. And as a result of me being able to heal the muscles, then also mental state of minds, which was negative, like angst, even stress problems, all kinds of mental things and physical problems went away. And because the brain has learned to reduce itself in all levels with all functions in the body, then I could help the brain to regain its own power by helping the brain to stop to reduce itself with muscle contractions. Unfortunately, humanity has an ability to contract the muscles and reduce everything in the body as a result of contracting the muscles. We have an unbelievable genius ability to contract the muscles in the body, and to make the brain to learn how to contract the muscles in order to reduce the muscle power, all the functions in the body, all the functions in the skin, all the functions in the breath capacity, all the functions in the brain, the primal force power. We're talking about thousands of different functions in the body, which naturally will be reduced in the same time, because the brain, when it contracts the muscles in order to reduce its own power for the human to be able to fit into society with self-disciplination, will see no difference in reducing any kind of power, because naturally it will reduce every power in the body and mind as a result of reducing part of the power. All will be reduced. To say it like this, if you ask me questions, I have to say I'm a specialist in anatomy, psychology, astronomy, and many other professions. I'm also, let's say, living in the nature most of my life. So I'm a hunter, but a different hunter than to kill animals. I do not kill animals, but I am hunting in the nature for food. So we say I'm not the killer of animals because I don't eat meat. I have never been eating meat. I've tasted it a few times when I was a child, but that's it. So I'm a hunter in the way that I'm a collector. So I'm going in the forest, in the sea, in the mountains to find my food. And because of that, I have to run and run and run and run in the nature, in very difficult nature, because I come from a swamp landscape where if you step wrong, you might disappear forever. A swamp is swamp. And if you go wrong, so the movements I have to do here where I come from is that sometimes I have to go for hours with the knees up to the chest and lift the legs backwards and up in a quite an extreme way. And after a very short time, if you are not fit enough, if you have too much tensioning, you will not be able to hold out more than a few kilometers, and then you will be finished. You cannot do it. As a result of me running with reindeers and running with elk, running with rabbits, and always have a kind of communication with wild animals, which was, let's say, natural for me, but not for other people. And to hold the speed of the animal, I had to move like animals. That's why I easily found out that humans, the way they move, was unnatural, related to the nature we are supposed to have. Later on, I met Africans from the deepest tribes, I mean, deepest levels of Africa. And I understood that some of the African tribes, they have all the power of movement and all the power of primal forces. And I was so happy to meet people who were like me. And I was also lucky to be born a Viking, because people up here, they are letting the natural power living in themselves to be expressed much more than other nationalities I know in the north of Scandinavia, because there's so much distance between people that people are able to express themselves emotionally much more freer. So we have less of this creation of the tensioning in the body than the other nations I know. But anyway, Africans in the deepest Africa, some tribes have an extreme power, a human power everybody should have. And I am here to help you guys to get that power back again. To get the power back again means I'm going to send you energy from the north of Norway, from the south of Spain, from the north of Spain, and from wherever I am in the country. I'm going to reach you guys. Wherever you are in any country, or wherever you are in your houses, and whatever distance it is between me and you and each other. Because energy has no distance. We are in connection with cosmos. We are in connection with angels. We are in connection with God. And I got some connections, which was very good. So we are combining, let's say, the modern technology through the computer systems, the ability of communication, the modern communication, and distance seemings, which also is a telepathic communication, which has been existing with humanity for as long as humanity has been existing. So all traditions, all levels of knowledge, which has been existing with us as long as we have been existing, combined with natural, with the modern technology is making it possible nowadays in this corona pandemic time to increase people's life. And I am one who, with my whole team, actually have a quite big team. And Salomea here is one of the team now. She wanted to join, and she's a team member as long as she wants, or for lifetime, because we invite sometimes people in to come in the team for lifetime, and then we give them special education so they can be able to give this service in a different way. Anyway, I have to go back to explanation of this tensioning, which is happening in the body. After a while, the brain learns to reduce its own power with tensioning the muscles so much that it will be created a muscle motor in the body. So you can imagine up to 200 muscles in the body are tensioning and relaxing, tensioning and relaxing, tensioning and relaxing the whole day without you absolutely knowing this, because you have lost the ability to sense that the muscles are tensioning by itself. Because more and more, the mind will leave the connection with the body in the way of sensing certain levels in the body, like emotions or muscle contractions and so on. And after a while, the humanity cannot sense anymore. It loses the sensibility for these contractions. And after a while, these contractions will create pain. And they feel it, the humanity feel this as a pain. And when they feel pain, they start to project negatively to the world or even to themselves and get negative thoughts, because they create the world outside themselves to be experienced negatively because they feel something negatively in the body. After a while, through my healings, people realize that they get more and more peace, and inner pain, which they project as negative emotions, will disappear, and life experiences will be much more beautiful. They experience that they will accept people much more, life more. They will move different, awakening of hundreds of different, let's say, mental primal power will awaken, and as well physical, and the body and mind comes back more and more to itself. But it's not enough for me to only send this healing to you guys. That's why we have special educational levels for people who want to go deeper, in order to be able to get fulfilled into the real craft of humanity. And all is living inside you. It was never dying. It's all there. You have it. And I've been doing this for, yes, tens of thousands of people. I don't know, 100,000 of people. I don't know. I've been doing this, so many workshops in my life in front of people in different countries. In a way, I never arranged anything myself. I never wrote a book for people either, but I wrote up to 70, 100 books for myself, scientific books, which is anatomical, psychological. I have so much books around me, and now I'm trying to make this to be a books which I can send out to people, and I've already started to do that. Anyway, so if you in the future would like to get more knowledge into this, you just contact the team members like Salomea, like Greta, like Shufi, besides anyway, and you can tell your wishes, and sometimes I will come online and I will speak for 1 hour, because this is deep stuff. You cannot expect you will understand anything after me going blah, blah, blah now for a short time. You will understand that you need healing. So I want to fulfill my explanation to say that I have an ability to heal all the muscles in the body for everybody in the same time, no matter how many people it is. It doesn't matter how many people it is. If you don't believe it, I invite you, I challenge you. I take part in this. I'm going to send you so much energy that maybe you lay and shake in the bed. If you like to hear one of our explanations, one lady was talking about her experience for 2 hours. Then you will understand that the power of energy have an ability to go to everybody. Unfortunately, it doesn't go to everybody in the same level, because people are not ready for this healing. A lady from Südtirol, the first 2 times she was healed, I was sending energy to her. She felt very good difference, or whatever she felt. I don't know. She was satisfied. But the third one, she decided she wanted to be ready. And after that, she felt, she told that it was like, what you use this word, Shufi, by the way.
Giving birth, like laboring.
Yes, she explained it in more ways, but she used one word. What was that, Shufi? Vansing. What is vansing in English?
I don't know. Yeah, it's like giving birth, like during birth.
No. It's a word in English. In Deutsch, it's called Wahnsinn. And I'm not.
Okay, crazy or insanity. Insane.
Insane, yes, insane. I don't know if the word in German is exactly the same, but insane. She said for 2 hours, it felt like this was insane. So much energy, so much power. She was laying on the bench, shaking all the time, and it changed her life probably forever. So I would like to say to you, people out there in the world, is that if you really want to be healed, be ready. Because if you're ready, then I am ready for you. And I cannot promise that it will be the same level for all people, because people have built up a resistance during a whole lifetime. And we need to overcome that resistance. So in the energy, in the aura, in the muscles, in the mind, in the state of mind, which has falsely been creating itself in people, it has been creating itself a resistance. If it was not for this resistance, all people should have the same experience, have the same result, and have extreme differences, an extreme new life just after 2 hours healing. Because this resistance has been building itself up for years, then people have different results. It shouldn't be a different result because the energy has the same power. And so if you, with your will, are deciding you want to be ready, then don't lay a negatively think or to listen to negative thoughts. In those 2 hours and 1.5 hours, I'm healing you guys. Do all what you can to prepare yourself. So on Sunday, there will be an introduction, I guess 10 o'clock, and there will be an introduction, let's say, a lady who I have educated, and she will do it for 3 hours. We invite you to come there to have a deeper knowledge and understanding for how to take away more of the resistance in the body, the build-up resistance in your energy, in your aura, and all these things, and get some knowledge, and to be able to dive deeper and to be able to understand how you better can receive this result. I also want to say, this tensing, which is happening constantly in the body the whole day, is also going to happen in nighttime. So when you wake up, you are exhausted, you feel so tensed in the morning. When you already have started to get aging symptoms already when you were 20 years old and you are moving quite stiff in your body, this is because of this tensing. When you have, let's say, gicht or rheumatism and all these things, basically is because of this tensing. One of the biggest reasons why civilization system sicknesses is coming in and the body is not able to fight it, guess what? It's not only the eating and the psychological levels, it is the tensing. I have totally proven for that because many civilization sicknesses goes also away when I heal the muscles. We welcome you on board on Noah's Ark, the new Noah's Viking Ark, and I'm Mr. Wind. And I also have to tell you guys, I come from the north of Norway, and north of Norway, Vikings do not have so much inhibitions, no fear. So I have no fear to speak. I have no fear to dance. I have no fear for anything in the world. And I also love to wrestle. Anybody, big guys, whoever wants to wrestle with me, I say, welcome, anytime, let's wrestle. And I will beat the one who want to beat me. I never give up. And I have been winning all the wrestle fight I had because I'm a Viking. I have the natural instinct of being a Viking. So even if they were 1,000 years ago that they existed in the understanding of Vikings, we are Vikings, 100%, and we kept our tradition and we kept the power within ourselves. So I would like to say to you, you are where you are from Germany, Switzerland. You have your own power. Be proud of who you are. You have the German power. You have the Swiss power. You have the Spanish power. And we're going to help you to come back to your nation, to come back to your power, how you are supposed to be, how you would like to be. I am a Viking. I cannot be anything else. And all my hundreds of years of, let's say, ancestors, if I can say it like this, was Vikings. And so I am totally in the blood with no mix of anything, just a Viking. And wherever you are coming from, if you are a mix of Chinese, German, Spanish, whatever, be proud, because then you have so many powers from the different nations. So then you can be proud of that, and maybe we can bring up all this URPower, this, how is it, URPower, URKRAFT in Norwegian, yes?
URKRAFT in German.
Yes, the primal power. So if you have 10 different nationalities, maybe you get primal power from 10 different nationalities awakening inside you. And maybe you start to scream and shout and want to wrestle with everybody, or like me. You know, you never know what's going to happen to you. So be ready, just be ready. And because I am speaking not really international, I speak English, Norwegian, I also have to say, I cannot behave like you guys. I cannot behave like German. I cannot behave like a Swiss because I'm coming from another culture. So, and also because I'm having no inhibitions. I'm not shy. I'm not afraid. I have no fear. Then I can start to scream right now. which will be natural for me to explain and scream. I love it. And I cannot understand why people are not doing this, because when I meet my brothers, for example, sometimes we scream to each other. We love to scream to each other because it's natural for us. Sometimes we do it, sometimes not. But of course, we need to keep the traditions. We need to respect each other. But I would like to say to you, scream more and control yourself less. Because the more you control yourself, the more you go into fear, the more this motor is going to reduce your muscle power and so on. So that was my answer for the question. I hope that this is not going to be so difficult anatomically explained or psychologically explained and all these things. And sometimes I lose myself into explanations and only in Latin. I tried to explain my working partners yesterday, how the anatomy, where muscles was connected, and they didn't understand so much of it because every word, almost every word I spoke in the realization was in Latin. So don't ask me too deep questions, because then I really go blah, blah, blah in Latin. Yeah, something. And then I have to explain my own Latin, which is not going to be so funny for you guys. But anyway, we were supposed to have another interview today. I have a partner with me here, working partner for 10 years now. And she's a dancer. And she can move her body in incredible ways because she trained from she was 4 years old until she was 14 years old with a kind of dance. What was that, Shufi?
Ballet.
Ballet, yeah. And after that, she was moving all kinds of ways. And after this education. And after that, after some years, she met me. And she had connected herself to some tensioning, and I healed her. And after that, she could do movements she would never be able to do without this healing. And these movements she's able to do with, for example, moving the shoulder blades, separate from the arms and separate from the back. And the movements she can do with part of her body is not possible for a human, normally a civilized human, to get, to be able to do. Because there is so much tensioning in the body. And she has the shoulder blades so loose from the body that I can put my whole hand under the shoulder blades. And this is no longer possible because of the tensioning. And it's also possible to lift up this lady, taking one hand in the stomach skin, with one hand lift her up and shake her and hold her up in the skin. So probably in the internet side, in the website, which should be finished today, I was promised for the first time. I mean, it should be finished. There, I am lifting myself, a lady up from the floor and shaking her. And there should be a picture there where I hold her stomach skin and I lift her up after the healing I was doing for her. This is no longer possible to do with people in a civilized system, because when the muscles are tensing, also the skin will tension. And when you pull the skin, another person pull the skin, then it will be only pain. And it will felt uncomfortable. It's impossible to lift up the body. But after the healing, it should be possible for another strong human to lift up your body, no matter if you are 200 kilo. If that human can lift 200 kilo, it should be possible to lift you up after some healing sessions. And I also have to tell, it's not enough with one healing session. You know, it's a personal development process. Your body has been tensing itself. Your brain has been tensing your body for a lifetime. For maybe 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. And you need time to heal all those muscles and to learn to recognize the primal power, which is going to awaken inside you. There are so many powers which can awaken, and you can start to practice these powers. It's like visualization, memory, mathematic abilities, artistic abilities. You know, I can now talk for hours about all the talents which is living inside a human, and all this can come to surface. If you are wanting to practice those levels, you need to be conscious. You need to build up your consciousness more and more. Start to breathe everywhere. Today I've been exercising with breath, stretching, moving all my joints in the body, opening up all the windows in the house where I'm doing these things. I've been doing sound, and I did it for like 5-6 hours. Usually I do it for 10 hours a day, cannot stop. And if this, you start to do this, after a while, you cannot stop either. You will do it the whole day. You just love to be yourself and to be reborn. So this lady who were having a speech here from Südtirol, she felt it was so powerful that it was on level of as to get a child. She had 4 children as far as I understood. And it was like giving rebirth to a child. Whatever she experienced in all levels, I do not know. Because I can be energetically there, it doesn't mean that I can be physically there and see all the experiences of tens of thousands of people I'm healing at the same time. But my aliens, my angels, my friends out there in other dimensions, God and all these connections will go to you, and partly I will be there myself as well. It's a telepathic abilities. We are born with that, all of us. That was my short answer. I told you, Salomea, I'm a blah blah machine when I start. I'm a moving machine. So if you don't ask me more questions, I'm going to talk out the line, and then you cannot ask any more questions. So maybe I give you a little bit space.
Yeah, it's really perfectly answered, because you answered already many questions I had in my mind are already answered. And I just have one last answer, because I think when we will keep this 1 hour time frame, I just have one last question to you. Are there any limits of this healing power?
I love that question. I have to say, I just love this question. Wow, you ask a Viking if he has a limit. You ask the energy if it has a limit. A Viking, in the blood of being a Viking, from the reality of taking up the traditions since I was a child, like my people normally do. No, a Viking has no limits. Nothing screaming, nothing wrestling, and the energy born with somebody who has not a Viking, I mean, who has not a limit, like a Viking has not a limit. Nothing behaving, nothing screaming, nothing singing, nothing dancing, nothing at all. He will go more and more crazy. She will go more and more crazy. And energy has no limit at all. Limitations of energy doesn't exist, and especially when there is no limit in the character. So the combination between being a Viking and the energy which has no limit, and to have no limited talented persons who are cooperating with you, like you, Salomea, and you, Shufi, beside me here, and Greta, and all the other team members, there is no limit. Because I invite people with special talents. All talents can be used in our organization, because actually I created after a while an organization, and different people have different talents, and all these talents will make us to be having no limit. It means that we will always expand. So we can say, as long as you are expanding, you have no limit. You have no limit. So another answer I want to give is that the energy can be used for more than just to heal sicknesses. Already as a child, I realized there is thousands of ways to use the energy. So you can make, when people want to fly out of the body, want to experience out of body experiences, then I can make them to fly out of the body. But I'm not going to make them to meet other dimensions and other spookies. I don't do those things. I don't do other dimensional things to invite people to come to other dimensions and all these things. This I don't want to do, because this is, if people have wishes like this, they can do it for themselves if they have a natural talent. But I stand on the planet Earth. I am here on the planet Earth. I'm going to be here for some years more. So I'm talking about that there's so many levels you can use energy for. If people want to just have a deep meditation, sometimes, they are very exhausted, they are tired, I can shoot energy into them. Shufi here, she asked me one time to keep herself awake when she was driving. I was sitting beside her. And then she said to me after a while, it doesn't function, your energy. And I said, yeah, probably because I'm careful. And she said, can you stop being careful? I want to have your energy. I'm tired. I almost faint. And I said, yeah. After that, she didn't sleep for 3 days. So I just tell you, that we have a big team. There is no limit because we always expand. If you do not want to limit yourself, then understand that we can together make something very beautiful for you, especially you out there, whoever you are. Welcome, welcome. If you have special talents and you want to join us, be a team member, then we will look at you and see where you can fit in. And to be able to be a team member, well, it's just about the will of diving deep, the will of creating a new lifestyle, the will of discovering. Einstein was all his life discovering. He was very much a scientifically a researcher. I have been doing researching all my life, and I use the energy in order to do researches. The most extreme researches a human can do, I could do it with the energy. And the scientist people, no matter what, they didn't have the energy to be able to do what I could do, so they didn't get the knowledge. That's why I have certain knowledge which only people like me have. I'm ready to give that knowledge. And I have a cooperation with Greta. Greta, the greatest from Innsbruck. I call her the greatest. She's going to have a performance on Sunday, by the way. And she is, yeah, now I forgot what to say. What did I talk about?
Yeah, you talked about the talents of people, and there is no limitation, and who want to join to evolve his own talent, and you wanted to give Greta as a great example.
Oh yeah, Greta and me are writing. You know, we have a cooperation. So for 2 years, we were cooperating. For 2 years ago, we cooperated for 2 years to write, constantly writing, where I even closed myself and Greta in a wagon, camping wagon. For 7 months, I was only 7 times out on the street. And I was laying in meditation, sitting in meditation for 7 months, and only a few minutes, 7 times in 7 months, I was on the street. I was in meditation all the time. And then I was talking, and she was writing. And this was researches. And we have been writing so much during these 2 years. She's a speed writer, and she wrote so fast as I could talk. Anyway, this information cannot just be sent out. It needs to be composed into an understandable level for people. So more and more, this stuff will come out. Anyway, we have a website now. It should be finished today. I had a website before some years ago, but I shut it down because in periods of time, I have been stopped to heal. And now I'm back again. So if you are back again and you want to have healing from us, then I say welcome for more questions, challenges, more wishes, and whatever you want to be healed from, stiffness, or you want to have a beautiful skin, you know, don't think only about your sicknesses, because think about that this healing is going to make your self-healing in the power to extremely develop. You're going to have a body posture, probably, which is going to change completely for most of you guys. Your skin will be, if you are 50, 60, 70 years old, will maybe be 20 years younger. It will change completely because the skin is going to change, and it's changing enormously in the humans who are living in a civilized system, because the muscles are tensing so much that the skin will lose its let's say, softness. It will lose its child softness. So there's a huge difference, and I say huge, huge, huge difference between the African skin for those African tribes and the skin for people who are living in a civilized world. Anyway, as you already know, I am a talking machine. I think my time started to run out. And she has probably more questions, and Shufi want to say something here. What do you want? By the way, Shufi from Hungary is here. And she is also a talking machine like me, but today she was just listening. So if you want her to talk, then maybe she's going to talk. She said maybe.
I didn't want to talk. I just wanted you to mention a little bit for like sports people or yoga people about flexibility and strength.
Oh, yeah.
Just 2 sentences.
Yeah.
You talk about the skin and the posture, that it's not only about sicknesses, but that what powers or possibilities you can increase in the body.
Yeah, so should we talk about that sport people are swimming, running, jungling, or whatever they are doing. And many sport people on professional level have been coming to me to increase their own power in the sport they are doing. So no matter what sport people have been doing, I can increase any types of sport, and I can increase it so much that it will go shockwaves through the body and mind to that person who want to increase in sport. How is possible? Well, I can say one thing. When the muscles is getting tensed, of course, any kind of sport will be reduced in power, because when the muscles are losing its tonus level, and it will be constant tensioning in the body will never be able to relax. And when people are doing swimming or any kind of professional sport, they will have to move their own body with tensed muscle. A body which never relaxed will, of course, never have the same power in the vibrations of up to 150 muscles or 200 muscles in the ability of movement. This will also limit the brain power a lot. So anyway, it's no point going deep into this. If you're a sport person and you want to create 20 people to increase in sport levels, your partners, whoever you are, I say welcome to you guys. We are going to increase the sport. If you are doing wrestling or you are doing running or whatever you're doing. But you need, for that reason, you need to have a will of cooperation. Because we have this pandemic time, then we have to do all on Skype and all on, let's say...
Not Skype, but online.
Yeah, not Skype, I mean online. I'm not so technical into the computer stuff, so I have people who are specialized in these things. Myself, I don't like to be with computers. I have only one phone number in my telephone. One phone number in my telephone. Actually 2. And I don't want to have any more. So if you want to reach me, you got to go through my team members to reach me, or telepathically to reach me. Because the phone I have, I usually don't have even on me. I have it only because the team members need to reach me. So if you have questions, you have wishes, you are going to go through the team members. If you have special wishes and you really want to talk to me because there is an emergency situation, okay, there is a possibility. So anyway, any more questions?
Yeah, I think this was so beautiful. All you explained, all you told us. And I think for now we can now stop this kind of of frame, and let's just do some more interviews in the future. So I would be really happy to dive more in all these special topics you mentioned, also all this educational stuff. So yeah, just for now, I really say it was really beautiful, and I know you never say thank you in your tradition, but from my heart, I want to say thank you a lot.
Yeah, good. I just want to say one thing before we finish, and this is that we are planning to have an interview with you, Salomea, in the way that Shufi is doing certain movements, dancing all the time when I am talking. And we have, so you can look at something. You can look at somebody who have increased their own primal power in movement and many other levels. And maybe also I will lift her up from the floor and just holding a hand on her stomach skin and shake her in the air for 1 hour, because I'm extremely strong in my hands, in my body, because I was training all my life. And because she has no pain when I pull only her skin, maybe we do that. But anyway, maybe not. And maybe we only do the movements, but maybe you're going to have fun looking at the movie. But we didn't want to do that today because we were not having time to put it up, to set it up, to be able to do all this, because this is the first interview I do with Salomea, so it's okay. The other thing I want to say, very important, it is that I forgot what to say. So can you tell me what I want to say first, before I say it? Because it was very important. Yeah, give me a little bit talk here. Say thank you 10 times. Maybe I remember.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was about. Now we'll be talking about singing, dancing.
Interviews, website.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember. Yes. You know, there is something which is very important for me to tell. Mostly people want to show the face, they want to show their own body, and they want to show themselves in internet and going online, and they want attention, they want people to look at them, or it's very necessary to do it in this modern time for people to trust you, that you show your face when we are talking. I want to tell, I do not want that. I have never been on Facebook. I don't want to be on internet. I don't want to be in communication with the world. I only want to be in the wilderness, only alone. So now people have been inviting me to go online. And I know that I will do it in order to, because I have an extreme power of empathy. So I will help as much people as I can when I do this online, but I will not show my face. No, that is not what I want to do. And especially not my body, and especially not naked. So now you know that. And in the future, when there is somebody who wants me on television and it's like 100,000 people, 1 million people, 5 million people, then it's okay for me. Because then it is because people, so many people want something to be healed. I mean, they want to heal themselves. So in this way, we can reach more people out there in the world. But before that is happening, I refuse to show myself naked. No, and not at all my face. And by the way, the only thing I can say is that I have a beard which is 30 centimeters long. It's twinned into some funny stuff. And I have a mustache which is 5 centimeters on both sides of my mouth, also twisted. So now you know that I'm looking like a Viking. My voice is changing at all times. So sometimes I talk very deep and I talk like that. And sometimes I talk like that. And sometimes I sing when I talk. So don't think that you recognize my voice next time I talk to you. As I told you, I have no inhibitions. Right now, I'm laying, I have to scream in a way up to this microphone because it's away from my head. I don't know if even Salomea hear me good enough. So that's why I talk in this way. Anyway, have a good day. Enjoy your time and never say thank you to me, please. In the Viking countries, we don't say thank you. We don't even shake hands before it goes 5 years between we are meeting again, you know. So very seldom we shake hands. Anyway, we wrestle a lot and we scream a lot. We dance a lot and we drink a lot of beer. Not me, of course. I don't drink beer. No. And one sometimes, yeah, a little bit. So anyway, welcome back, Salomea. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Why don't you have more questions? I started to like this.
The time is out.
I started to love this.
Okay, next time. Volume
Shall we do it tomorrow? Shall we do it tomorrow? And the day after? Yeah.
Yeah, every day we make an interview. Fine.
Yeah.
Or you can also, you know, when he's in the flow, you can make more one and cut it and make it like different interviews. So it's not one, but you cut it and then you make different ones. And then, yeah, if you understand, when he's in the flow. So when we can prepare as well, next time that you can make more hours and make different themas and put up shorter versions.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Because when he's in the flow, then he's in the flow, and then you can, yeah, just cut it and make 5 or 10 interviews out of one when he's talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, this is a very important thing to also realize. Another thing is also important to realize. There is people like me around in the world, and I was happy to meet a few of them. You know, everybody can heal. Somebody is so lucky that they're born with a certain power of energetic craft, energetic power. I was lucky, and I'm using this luck to give you this luck. So if you want to have this luck, I'm ready to give you this luck, because I was born the most luckiest human on this planet. I appreciate my luck that I think I'm the luckiest human on this planet. If you think like me, then appreciate that together with me, that you think you are the luckiest human on this planet, because it's possible to think that, you know, even though maybe you are not, maybe I am not, then it's possible to think like that. It means that you're going to appreciate so much that you only go around thinking you are the luckiest, you are the luckiest, you are the luckiest. So don't think that only energy is going to be the healer of you. It's the thoughts as well. It's the nutrition of the thought. Change your way of thinking, and as well change your way of eating, and eat more pizza, which is bigger and not so thin anymore, and drink Coca-Cola without sugar. That's very healthy, you know, things like that. So if you don't understand this humor, then I don't know, because this is Viking humor. And yeah, so change anyway from pizza to bread or to vegetables and something like that. Drink more water, and yeah, maybe we will have nutrition introductions and educations and workshops in the future as well. All my team members are specialists in nutrition. They are specialists in many different topics. So I will not be the only one doing this. Anyway, I love kitchen courses. I love kitchen courses, workshops. I had a lot of them where I help people to eat without eating. It means energetically eat. And as well, I'm an educated cook, and I make Viking soups, Viking dinners. So maybe also that is a possibility. But for you to taste what I make in this corona pandemic time, that is not so easy. Mm-hmm. But you know, maybe I can do hocus pocus and I send the taste to you, what I taste myself after I eat I mean, when I eat in my own food, I make for you. So all possibilities.
Yeah, that sounds really great.
Yeah,
Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. So yeah, thanks a lot. We don't say thank you, but I say
no,
thank you now.
It's not correct. You are German.
I'm Germany now.
You should follow your tradition. So I don't stop you from holding back your tradition. You can say to me, thank you for 1 hour. And I will sing a song at the same time, because this is how we say a song. I mean, this is how we say a thank you up here. Anyway, now it's a very mild weather, and I want to say that great that you came, and I hope that every thousands of people who are coming on Sunday, I expect 10,000 people there, and later 100,000 people, 1 million people. I'm ready to heal you all. So if you think I'm crazy, think that, because then you will be thinking so much crazy about me that you will be crazy yourself enough to say yes for this craziness. Welcome on board to the most craziest healing you've ever been experiencing. Maybe you're going to lay on the bench or your sofa, and you get service directly in your living room. Can you imagine? You get energetic service in your living room, and I didn't even come to you. I didn't physically come to you. So you maybe will be laying there shaking and having fun, shaking, and receiving your own primal force power, because you are crazy enough to say yes. I think that only the way that you think you are crazy yourself, you will say yes, yes, yes. So craziness inside you, scream, dance up and down and say yes, 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 until you're so crazy that you say, you're. Anyway, thank you for inviting me to say thank you to you too. See you, Salomea. Bye-bye. And don't ask for questions.
Bye-bye. That was great. Bye-bye.